Let's quickly talk about binge eating and stress. Comment 11 in the chat for my stress management guide. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, beautiful people. How we doing? How we doing? Comment 11 in the chat for my stress management guide, and I'll send that over to your DMs. All right, let's do it. Let's pin this comment. So drop a 1 if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. And comment 11 in the chat for my stress management guide. You'll get a DM sent to you. So today we're going to talk about binge eating and stress. So we're going to talk about binge eating when it comes to deprivation and overconsumption. So we're not going to dive into the emotional component today. We're just going to talk about when it comes to deprivation, or simply you cut your calories too low, then you overconsume. And then with stress, we're going to talk about how to regulate your nervous system so you can ground yourself. I'm going to give you some of my best tips so that you can reduce your stress. So I'm not going to say your stress is going to disappear. It's just going to get some strategies today. So stick around and comment 11 so you can get my guide for that. All right, so let's start. Put your hand up or drop a fire in the chat if you experience stress day to day. Drop a fire. I want to make sure I'm talking to people who actually need this. So drop a fire in the chat if you experience stress at all, whether it's work, family stress, your relationship stress, your personal stress with things. Just drop a fire emoji in the chat. I can say for myself, I know I deal with stress day to day. Or for those of you who run businesses or that you work long hours. So feel stress. Anyone else, or just two people feel stress? Everyone else is stress free? Shit, if you're stress free, maybe you guys need to hop on this live and teach me something. Okay, a couple of people. All right, great. So a few of you feeling stress. So here's the thing. Stress isn't necessarily a bad thing. So I know you see online, everyone talks about stress is bad. Obviously, if your cortisol levels are too high, it does have risk factors. However, stress does keep you alive, right? So you probably know, like, when you're stressed, you probably perform pretty well, or like you can still get shit done. That's because stress is essentially a hormone that helps you survive. The issue lies when it becomes too much and it becomes chronic. So there's acute stress, which is just right when you wake up, your cortisol level goes up so that you can actually do the shit you need to do. And there's chronic stress. So this is where you have adrenal fatigue, your joint pain, very low energy, right? That's when it becomes more chronic. And for a lot of ladies, when they get into their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they have like that cortisol belly where it's just like you're constantly bloated, things like that, right? So what the hell can you do? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that your stress is going to disappear. What I will say is there's strategies in place that you can do each day to bring down your stress levels. So the first thing is breath control. So drop in the comment if you ever heard people talk about breath control. Anyone? Has anyone heard about breath control? And if you do, I was an ER nurse for 35 years, a bit of chronic stress. Okay, yeah. I mean, we work with hundreds of nurses, and that's from ER nurse, any shit. Nursing itself, by itself, as a career is stressful. So it's all about how do you manage it. Not a lot of people have time to meditate or do a lot of long-winded things. So we found breath control. Even I can use a nursing experience. So like some of my nurses, when they go through a code, they just get in that fight, flight, freeze state. And a quick one is a double diaphragm inhale. So you want to write this down. Is you do 2 inhales in through your nose down to your pit of your stomach. So this is exactly what I teach my clients. 2 inhales down to the pit of your stomach, hold it, and then release it like you're defogging a mirror. So think of it like, so you release it. And for those of you who do any like fighting, MMA, they call this chi energy, which is in the pit of your belly, right? So that's one way to do it. All right. Does coconut water help with cortisol? I'm not going to sit here and say it does. I will say coconut water is good for you. All right, so here's the second breath work. So just drop in the chat 1 if that made sense. Just drop it in the chat 1 if that first breath work made sense. Or do you need another demonstration, or let me know. You drop in the comment 1 and then we'll go to the second one. So I'm going to give you a couple breath works. There's a couple different ways you can shift your body posture so that you can get your energy up. Because a lot of the times when you're stressed, you can notice that your body is usually closed off. Lemon balm has been amazing for me. Okay, you're jumping right into the supplements. That was going to be towards the end, I give supplement recommendations. But let's just hop into it right now because, you already started the train here. So lemon balm is 1. Holy basil, 2. Ashwagandha, but it's all these things you want to go with good quality. Because especially if they're adaptogens, you don't want to go shitty low quality. Because a lot of supplement industries get away with giving shit quality just because they label it healthy and all that. So make sure it's third party tested. So a couple good is Gia, Giai. I believe that's how you spell it. That brand. Thorn is a good brand. Bulk Supplements is a good brand. So yeah, lemon balm is a good one. And Riodola rosea is another good supplement. Magnesium glycinate at night. So if you have shitty sleep cycles, your cortisol levels are going to be up. So for those of you who are sleeping 4 to 5 hours every single night, year after year, the compound effect of that is you're going to be in a chronic stress state. So yes, I know you're busy, you have work, you have family life. It seems impossible, but there has been some nights you had 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep, right? So the easiest way is through sleep and breathing. There's a saying is you control your breath, you can control your life, right? Control your breath, control your life. What's a good brand of magnesium glycinate? Don't quote me on this, because if I go up, I can get the exact picture. Matter of fact, DM me the word supplement, and I'm going to make a supplement list to give you guys. But if you're new here, just comment 11, and I'm going to give you my cheat sheet for stress management. Okay. Matter of fact, let's turn this into a question and answer. Yeah, so drop any questions you have around stress, binge eating, or holistic health overall. And for the next couple minutes, I'll just answer them. Let's do it. Yeah, these are my new blue light glasses. They're fucking amazing. Because I'm on a screen a lot of times per day. I run the online coaching business. For those of you who don't know what I do, you just see me as some guy on Instagram. So essentially, just a brief intro, I have a holistic coaching company where we service women globally over the age of 30 usually, who are struggling with belly fat, lean muscle mass, hormone issues, their metabolism is slow, and yada, yada, yada. You get the gist. And essentially, we help them in 12 weeks reach their goals and maintain it. So we're not about fast results by any means. In fact, most of our clients see 1/2 pound to 2 pounds a week if their goal is fat loss. We're more so about sustainability. So we think long term, which is, are you trying to stay healthy, fit, and high energy forever? Or do you want to just get it fast? And we think about forever, the long term. So that way you can age gracefully, teach it to your kids, your relatives, yada, yada. You get the gist. But yeah, that's just a brief intro for those of you who don't know what the hell I do. And you see me as a guy on the screen. All right, moving forward. Any other questions? Any other questions? Valerian is good for sleep. Okay, yes. So even I have a sleep optimization guide that I give my clients, and it's got them off of melatonin. So I always tell people, do not take melatonin, because essentially melatonin, it replaces your natural hormone. Same thing with women who are in their 40s and 50s and their doctors push HRT. I always say use that as a last case resort. You really want to see how can you solve the root issues before you use hormones. NAD, IV. Again, with anything IV, I would make sure you know the quality of what they're injecting inside of you. So that's why, when it comes to supplementation, I always look for third party tested. So I can't say yes or no to the IV because I don't know exactly where you're getting that. You get what I'm saying? So in general, yes, it could help, but you do want to do your due diligence and see what is the quality. All right. So for those of you just joining, comment 11 so you can get the stress management guide. So far we talked about breath work, the parasympathetic sigh, so it's double inhale, slow 6 to 8 second exhale, B12 to help binging. B12, I would also check if you have the MTHR gene. because like for me, it's like you want to add folate to your B12 so that your body can actually absorb its nutrients. So you want to make sure it's methylated, right? So yes, B12 does help. Let's see. What foods are helpful for regulating hormones? Okay, so here's the beautiful thing about hormones is that there's a shit ton of them. So if you let me know what hormones you're speaking on specifically, then I can help you, like give you, because like, is it estrogen, progesterone, FSH, like what are you exactly talking about? Get what I'm saying? Yes. All right, beautiful. Any other questions? And how are we doing today? It's about to be September, guys. Like, think about that. I know a lot of you have been in the same place that you were in January. I hope that's not you. And if it is, go on my page, go watch some videos and get the answers you need. Or go to the top of my page and there's an opportunity to have a consultation with me to get the answers you need. But drop in the chat if you made progress from January until now. Because September, that's month number 9. So in 9 months of 2024, have you made progress? Let me hold you accountable. I know a lot of you are like the go-to in your family or work. No one really holds you accountable. So let me be that person for you right now. Drop in the comment the number 1 if you're still in the same place that you were in January. Look, a couple people just left the live when I started talking about accountability. That's funny as hell. All right, so drop a 1 in the chat if you're in the same place. Drop a 2 if you made a little bit of progress, and drop a 3 in the chat if you're at your goal. Let's do a quick accountability check-in, because I know a lot of people just, go online, they just scroll through the feeds, they get a little entertainment, a little ha-ha, hee-hee, a little education here and there, but no one holds you accountable, right? So drop a 1 in the chat if you're in the exact same place as you were in the beginning. Drop a 2 if you're making a little progress, and drop a 3 if you're at your goal. Yes, I retired. Okay, congrats. I know that's a whole new chapter of life is retirement. It's kind of interesting when I coach clients, I see them in different phases of their life. Like, for example, like people in their 30s are like just getting their stride in like nursing or running their business or family life, and then people in their like 50s are like learning towards like the empty nesters, and then my clients like 60 to 70 are in that like retirement phase. I just want to like be mobile. I just don't want to be a burden on family. So it's so funny seeing like the different phases. So hopefully your retirement is going well. So I see a lot of 2s. I see, okay, Brody 2, Rosa 2, L says 2. Okay, a lot of 2s. Okay, so people are making progress. All right, so now let me do this one last thing. What was because I know a lot of people are watching, so what is the one thing, if you can just give me a comment, you can keep it brief. What is the one thing that helped you make the progress in the last 9 months? So what was that shift for you from January 2024 till now, August 2024? What was the one thing that made that shift in your change? Was it nutrition? Was it, getting a coach? Was it changing your exercise? Was it focusing on your sleep, your stress management? What was the one thing? Just drop it in the comments, like whatever comes to mind. There's no right or wrong answer. We're not here to judge. Like, just feel free to express, like, what was the one thing that you noticed made the difference? Okay, mindset, letting go of the past. Okay, that's a fucking huge one. Letting go of the past. Because it's funny that you mentioned letting go of the past. That's actually something that, I've been working on, is like not the past per se, but letting go. Because we kind of like to control Bluetooth. Okay. Stress management, sleep. Yeah, facts. That's a big one. All right, cool. So for those of you who were in the party of 1 where you were struggling, look at what people are saying right here. Like, if you just read it and then see, am I struggling with this as well? Stress management, therapy, moving out of state. Okay, changing your environment. Studies show when you change your environment, it's easier to build new habits. So a lot of our clients, when they join, they're traveling, they're moving across the country, because that's a good way to start new habits. Therapy, great. I always recommend cognitive behavioral therapy. Some people prefer hypnotherapy. The talk therapy, I'm not an advocate of. I've had clients who said I was a better therapist. I'm not a therapist by any means, so don't quote me as being your therapist. But because I use strategies of cognitive behavioral therapy, their talk therapy, they've been in it for 7 years and made no progress. And why is it? So I'm going to give you some free game right now. Your brain and subconscious mind does not hear words. Your brain and subconscious mind understands feelings and actions and behaviors. So no matter how much you talk about problems or situations in your life, don't get me wrong, expressing yourself is powerful, it is good, but just talking about a lot of things isn't going to shift your emotional state. So it's like you want to get clear on what are your values, and we talk about this in my clients. So I don't know, somewhere on my page you can go DM me to see what our mindset, or actually I actually have it here. If you comment 8, I have a guide breaking down what we teach our clients with the mindset. But essentially, simple, I'm gonna keep it stupid short here because maybe this doesn't click with everyone. But essentially, the way your mind and emotions work is actions. So the actions you do despite how you feel will predicate on what you believe about yourself and the world around you. So that's very surface level. Obviously there's nuance, so just comment 8 and I'll send you a DM of our mindset guide. And essentially it breaks down we call it the Lionhearted mindset because that's what we do. It's our Lionhearted community, which is essentially how to unfuck your mind, get from where you are today to that ideal reality, which is that 2.0. We call it the 2.0 version. All right, cool. I think I missed a couple questions here. All right. Therapy, moving out of state, not having to address every irritating thing defensively. That's beautiful. You're learning the law of detachment, understanding you can only control the controllables. And the more you detach from the outcome, the funny thing in the world, the way the world works, is the more likely you are to get the outcome. Think of it like a cat, right? Think of life and your goals like a cat. Like you want to set the intention. However, the cat's going to come to you. If you just keep chasing it, it's going to run away. Same thing with your goals. So it's not to say you just sit on your ass and just woo, everything's going to come to you. No, you set that intention, you do the actions, but the timing and how it happens is more times than not out of your control. All right, beautiful. How do you say no to cravings? How do you say no to cravings? So here's the thing. You want to ask the right question. So I'm not saying your question is bad or wrong. You just want to ask questions in a way that's more focused towards what you do want versus what you don't want. So it sounds like what you want is how do you stay in a period of life where nutrition, you're eating more good foods and you're not overindulging. I think that's what you're wanting, because cravings, it sounds like cravings is a bad thing in your perspective, right? Because cravings aren't necessarily bad, but if you're craving things and you're overindulging, that's where it becomes bad. So maybe you're overindulging after the cravings, because craving just means you're fucking human. That's literally what it means. But if you aren't able to control yourself after the cravings, meaning you feel the cravings and then you do actions away from your goals, there's a strategy for that. And here's what it is. So first, you want to get to the root of why are you craving things? Is it because you have, how do you stop overeating? Perfect. That's a great question. So one is, are you not, let me back up. Sleep, nutrient deficiencies. Sleep, nutrient deficiencies, and then stress. Those are usually the areas of why you're overeating. So let's talk about nutrient deficiencies. That goes micronutrients. So those are the B vitamins, the magnesiums. Are you getting sunlight or vitamin D? Are you getting your omega-3s, right? And then fiber. Women should be eating 20 to 30 grams of fiber per day. You're probably eating less than that. And then protein. A simple rule, 30 to 40 grams per meal of protein. And then what's going to happen, our clients are actually eating less. They're eating more food, but they're feeling less cravings. And they're actually, like when we get on consultations and checking calls, they always say, oh, Chibi, I can't eat all this food. Like, think about that. You're looking to lose fat, and then you have a program where you can eat more food than you used to. Why is that? Because when you have the right macronutrient breakdown, meaning the percentage of protein, carbs, fats, and fiber, you are going to be satiated. So you're probably undersatiated, and then sleep. I'm not sure. I see you're a night nurse fit, so maybe you're a night shift nurse. If that's the case, your circadian rhythms may be off. At least in my experience coaching night nurses, their circadian rhythms are slightly off, especially depending on how many years you're doing that. So there's a couple of factors. The nutrient deficiencies, sleep, which yours is a little different. So that's a case by case. And then stress. And then if you comment 11, you'll get the stress out of the way. If you want nutrition, that's why I don't like, if you look at my page, I don't give a lot of specific do this, don't do this advice. I do when it comes to general, but when it comes to specific like consultations, I like to do it on a conversation, or you becoming a client and I do it all for you to eliminate all the guesswork. So because then you're just like, okay, tell me what to do, give me the roadmap, I'll do it. That's kind of how I like to do it. I hope that answered that question, or let me know if that was this super helpful info. For sure, great, yeah. I'm probably gonna do these more live streams because a lot of people just see my content and they think like, okay, who the fuck is this guy giving me advice? And they don't think I'm a real person. Or even in my messages, oh, you're replying to, I get this a lot of times, like, oh, you're replying to me. Like, I'm a human, I'm not a fucking, just because you may see like the number, 100,000 or whatever, like, I'm a human too, so, all right. Great. Any last questions, anybody? Going once, going twice, 2 times, 3 times, all right. No last questions, and comment 11 in the chat. You get the stress management guide. What if all those things you mentioned are in check, but I just love eating? If you just love eating, then I would eat foods that are higher in volume, so you're satiated and you feel full. And then also, I'm gonna give you some free game. Change your macro percentages to 30%, well, depending on where you're at in your journey, but this is a general 30% carbs, 35% fat, 35% protein. What's your name, Chibi? Yeah, Chibi is the nickname. My full name is Chibueze. Because you can imagine I get that question a lot, and so then I, like ever since like high school, I think Chibi was the nickname. I just went with that. But yeah, Chibueze is the name. It means God is King. All right, 11. All right, deuces. You guys stay blessed. I'm Coach Chibi, here to see you evolve and elevate mentally, physically, and emotionally. And if you're not in my email list, so you get emails every couple days, go on my bio. You get a free guide. Just listen. A lot of advice you hear out there will keep you in a hamster wheel. The results that my clients get isn't from me being a magician. It's simply because we have 30 carb, 35 protein. Yeah, give that a try. You're gonna see a change in your body composition and your energy levels and your satiation. And obviously, if you want customized, you just DM me and I give you a customized game plan. All right, guys, deuces.